Welcome to Marietta-Washington County, a place of bold beginnings and new adventures. Our county is filled with a number of museums. Join us today as we explore these in greater detail. Our first stop is going to be the Campus Martius Museum. Named after and built upon the site of the original fortification, the Campus Martius Museum is a showcase of the tools and artifacts used to settle the Northwest Territory. The biggest example is the Rufus Putnam House, an original row house that is displayed and encased in the museum itself. The Campus Martius Museum features a number of other artifacts, including the Fearing Flag located in the Civil War exhibit, the mica hand and other artifacts brought to the area by the Hopewell Indian nomads, the Conestoga wagon, which traveled to Ohio in 1831 from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, and of course the land office in which Rufus Putnam, the Revolutionary War soldier, directed land surveys, charted maps, and recorded land purchases. Located just steps away from Marietta's own Valley Gym Sternwheeler, the Ohio Riverboat Museum offers a unique look back at the bold beginnings of our all-American riverboat town. Other attractions at the Ohio River Museum include the Inland Waterways Festival, a celebration to commemorate the heritage and continued importance of America's rivers, canals, and lakes in the development of the nation. The W.P. Snyder Jr. is the only remaining example of a pool-type boat designed to pass under low bridges. The Schoonover shanty boat is believed to be one of the oldest surviving shanty boats from the inland water system. And outside the museum, the flood poles show the heights of some of the worst floods to hit Washington County in its recorded history. Serving as the focal point of Marietta's historic district, the castle has been home to some of Marietta's most influential citizens. Its doors are now open to groups of all ages who wish to tour the elegance and history of the home. Built in the year 1850, the castle has retained much of its beauty both inside and outside. The landscaping is adorned with beautiful flowers along the front and back of the home, and the inside is full of antique furniture and wonderful oil paintings from the Victorian era. This is one of the main reasons that the castle was named to the National Register of Historic Places. Built in 1847, the Fearing House, located in historic Harmer Village, showcases 19th century living. The Federal-style architecture illustrates how the middle class lived during the Victorian era. The Henry Fearing House was purchased by the Washington County Historical Society in 1974, and after extensive restoration, it was opened as the museum in 1982. It features a number of original pieces such as the Stevens Chapel organ. This is an original organ made in Marietta. And there's also the red thread work and embroidered name quilt with all of the names of 19th century businesses and churches in Marietta and Harmer Village. The quilt was made in 1939. If you find yourself traveling south from Marietta, visit Belpre, Ohio, home of the Belpre Farmers Castle Museum, featuring information on the city originally known as Belpre, the second permanent settlement in the Northwest Territory. The Belpre's Farmer Castle Museum has a number of unique exhibits, including a wonderfully restored C-spring skeleton Victorian boot carriage from the early 1800s, an Underground Railroad display that was compiled by the late Henry Burke and is very extensive. Out back there is a working forge as well as some old-time tools, and there is also a new addition of an annex building that is expected to be completed very shortly. Our final stop on this tour of local museums is the beautiful Henderson Hall Plantation, located in Williamstown, West Virginia. Built in the early 19th century by George Washington Henderson, a participant in the West Virginia statehood movement. The Henderson Hall home is an 8,000 square foot house with 29 rooms. It features original furnishings over its 200-year history, and it served as a 2,600 acre plantation that was primarily a horse breeding farm and later was used for oil drilling. We hope you enjoyed this look at some of the museums from around our county. For more information on these museums and others, including the Oliver Tucker Museum, Toy and Doll Museum, and People's Mortuary Museum, please visit our website at www.mariettaohio.org.